Greetings! Good evening, dear fellow audience, or wherever you are, because I know there is not only people listening to us tonight, because tonight we have an epic episode. Let me tell you that. So, welcome, welcome. We're happy to be here with you. And I said we because I will not be the only one hosting tonight this epic episode for so we have I don't know, I'm just wordless at this moment. I'm very nervous. It's kind of like a dream come true, and you will know why very soon. But before that, I would like to invite to the stage to my dear friend, a friend that we missed last week, and I would like to welcome her back. So let's get a round of applause to the only one, the only Adri. Wonder
Hi.
people. Oh my God, what is that jewel you have in your forehead?
I'm trying to be a princess today.
Oh, you're trying to.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah,
Okay.
I
Did I?
just can't be the queen tonight because you know.
Because yeah,
Yeah,
because
because you know.
because yeah, you
Yeah,
also
but I'm
know.
so excited.
I
Ooh.
know. Like I said, I was like kind of. I don't want to mess this up. I just want to, try to be calm.
Yeah,
Uh, it's been like I feel I don't know if that happened to you as well, but I think like we have talked about her like a lot.
we have.
you
Yes, I
know,
think when I first started with you guys, like we started like deep into the
I
game,
know,
the game
right?
that
I think it
yeah,
was our first episode, yeah, with
yeah.
you. I know, I think, yeah.
So
So
yeah.
yeah, so yeah. First of all, I would like to ask you if everything is okay. We know that we went through some complications like last week. We just want to make sure that everything is just fine before we move forward. Everything okay with you?
Everything is okay. Yeah, last week was awful because I have a massive headache. So I just
Oh
just
no!
couldn't get out of bed. So yeah, it was
Mm,
horrible.
I
And the
know.
next day I was still feeling sick, but yeah, I am well again. So good
Perfect,
to be
perfect.
back. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, we're glad that you feel better now. Uh, I would like to say also before we present our guest, because we have two guests tonight,
Mm-hmm.
that unfortunately now we also will be only two hosts tonight because our friend Axel is a very responsible
He is.
um, person sometimes. Um, it happens that tonight is one of
Mhm.
those nights that he decided to be responsible, and he is working very hard
A lot.
for, it's working very hard.
Yeah.
And he will give us some kind of explanation next week when we hope he's back. But we just want to send some regards to our friend. I'm pretty sure he is listening the podcast right now because, there are priorities, and one of his priority should be also to be here present with us. Okay, so
Yeah. Sure.
done with that part. I would like to start with the real, you know, meat, the real stuff, the real
Good
thing that
stuff. Yes, let's
stuff
do it.
that will actually give us some numbers tonight. And
Come on.
so, without further delays, and I just want to welcome to the stage the only one, the only queen of the seven forest. She is Laura. Laura
Hey,
and
Queen.
Ryan.
Hi.
Ryan
Hello,
obsessed
hello.
with board games.
So happy to grace you with my presence this
I know
evening.
you're great. I know.
Your
I
Highness.
Yes,
it's
yes.
correct. I mean, I have never, been in front or this close with the queen. So I don't know how to address my comments here. Is your grace, your grace, your highness?
Oh,
That's correct.
I
I want to
often,
keep my head. I want to keep my head where it is. Yeah.
yes, I often ask all of you plebeians to address me as Your Highness or such, but I'll just stick with Laura tonight.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind.
Laura,
What
I'm
can
not
I say?
worthy.
I will feel strange to be honest. Like, is that correct? Still correct if I just, say Laura. Anyway, we're so happy you guys are here tonight with us. Thank you for accepting the invitation. We
Yes.
were, like I said, we were waiting for a very, very, very long time to have this night, and just talk about what we love. Play board games, and board games. That will be pretty much what we are going to do tonight. So
Oh,
welcome,
thank you so
both of
much,
you.
Ryan, for being with us as well.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. So let's get started. As we always start with, we have a guest in our podcast. So if you don't mind, could you guys please just talk to us about yourselves, like just general stuff, why and when you think this glorious hobby came into your lives, and the experiences that you want to share, uh, you know as part of
The
this
audience, yeah.
awesome community. So please let us.
Sure.
Mhm.
Well, I have always been into board games since I was a kid, and in high school and college, I was the nerd who had the games in my car at all times because you never know when a game might break out. Got to be prepared.
Right.
Yeah. So I've always loved games, but when we met, Ryan was doing a lot of video gaming, and I didn't have much time for gaming. And so it wasn't until, when did you back? What was it, 2019-ish, that we got?
Yeah, 2018, 2019, somewhere in there.
You backed, and we got Return to Dark Tower when it was, and it came in like right before COVID, or like pretty within a couple months of COVID, I think.
Yeah, I think they did get hit with some shipping delays because of COVID, so it was somewhere in
So
there.
okay,
Yeah.
so maybe right after. But anyway, we got it to the table. We loved it. I had never played anything like it. And I had played some Ticket to Ride and Catan in college and grad school, but hadn't really explored much in the way of modern board games. And so that is sort of what took us down the path of exploring more and more. And then in August or July of last year was when I started my Instagram account. So it's been not quite 1 year, and it just exploded when I found the online community, and now that's life.
Exactly. Yeah.
It
It became
really
life.
is.
It's pretty
Yeah.
much life.
In
Awesome.
the best way. So
And when did you? Because I know you both have Instagram accounts for board gaming. So when did you decided that, okay, this is something I really wanted to go into? Like, just pass from playing. We all have like a history where it was like this turning point from where we decided to start doing some content.
yeah.
Yeah, Instagram community. I don't know. Let's be honest here. I'm not sure if you are also in other social media, because I know you from Instagram, but I don't know if you have like some particular story or motive that make you, start creating and sharing content in.
Yeah. So
social
I
media.
had started posting about our game nights on my Facebook page, which pretty much my Facebook page is for extended family to keep in touch. It's for me to, at a distance, keep up with all the people I've met over the years. And so I didn't really get much engagement with anything I posted, which was fine. But I noticed that when I started posting about board games, people I had not heard from in years were starting to respond and talk to me about it. And I was like, this is fascinating that people are engaging me about this content. And I was wanting to post more and more and didn't want to clog up what I typically use for, hey, extended family, here's pictures of our kids, with board game content. So I opened an Instagram account, and that's how that happened. I have a personal Instagram account, but I wanted one just for board game content. And then his is not really a game content account.
It is now.
It is now, kind of, but
Sort of.
tell
Kind
them
of.
about your name. You switched your name, and
Yeah.
tell them how you got it.
Yeah. So my Instagram account, I had a personal one that I mostly just used to keep up. I was the person keeping up with, posts that like Laura or her brother and his family would make. And so I am not very active on social media, and by that I mean I mostly just consume it. I don't really like do a whole lot of output. But at Gen Con last year, we met up with PJ and his wife Katie.
The Cajun Gamer.
Yes, the Cajun Gamer.
Yeah.
And while we were talking with them, at one point,
Up to him.
Katie said something about how she had changed her Instagram handle to be Mrs. Cajun Gamer to like support PJ. I thought that was such a great idea.
Awesome.
I don't use my Instagram account for much else, that I would use mine to support Laura's Instagram account. So I changed my
Wow.
and I put in my pretty much the only thing on my account at this point is just in my bio a link to her account.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
So great.
Honestly, the amount of work that Laura puts into her account is amazing. And I have been fortunate to contribute in some ways to that. So, I may not be posting it myself, but I'm there supporting and or helping her.
Playing the games, which is essential.
I know, right? Yes.
I have a player too. I could do all solo gaming, but that's not what I love the most. So
who plays solo, for God's sake? I mean, nobody plays solo.
I do sometimes, but I haven't.
I did not. Sorry.
It's a whole pool of games that I have not really truly dived into.
And it's not our first choice. I mean, we're fortunate enough to have each other that likes to play games, and so we always have a player too, which
so many people do not have. It's amazing to me how many people they do it independently of their spouse or significant other, or they don't have a spouse or significant other. And but I love that that's where this community kind of steps in. We can play with one another, we can play digitally, we can meet up, and anyway. Yep.
And that's something that also changed the game somehow, because like you said, I mean, I also grew up playing some, I'll put it this way, basic board games,
Yeah.
Like Monopoly kind of things.
The classic.
Classic, very classic. Because that's what you have, when you're a kid. And also if your parents are not that into, I mean, totally get it. But then that interest and that love for games is there, and you grow up, developing the love or the like for playing. But it's like when you really start discovering this new world, because it's a world, from designing, gaming, posting content. It's crazy. It's just a lot of things happening, behind scenes. And
people who aren't a part of it, I'm sure, are like, well, how many games can you possibly have?
I don't know.
And I'm like, no.
You don't want to know. Or maybe yes, but eventually. I don't want to scare you.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I had some friends that we just made those friends because maybe we were sharing. But my daughters share classes with with their kids, and then just you're like, oh, do you want to come over home and maybe we can have it? Then the first thing they saw was this huge wall of games. I was like, what the hell is this?
What is that?
So I had to explain myself. Don't worry. This is a safe, a secure place. You're good here. You don't have to get panicked. This is a 100% secure environment. Don't get scared. Maybe later, but this is not about that time just yet. I don't know if that happened to you as well, Adri, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stories just like that there. Because I'm not sure also if the majority of the community have like similar story because a lot of people still, I mean, had that kind of story. Like at some point I played some game, but then I just discovered one or two more board games and they were like everything explodes. Is that what happened to you, Adri?
So this story with me, we didn't actually play like a lot of games when I was a kid. Maybe just shooters and ladders and Uno and I don't know, basic Monopoly or any other type of game, Jenga.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think it was like 15 to 20 years ago when I met my ex best friend. Um, he introduced me to the world of board games. And the first game that I remember we played was Zombicide. And I was like,
Okay. What?
what?
Mm.
What is this?
So he didn't have any idea how to introduce new players to the hobby.
Not at all.
Well, he just threw you in the deep end.
Right.
There was no gradual introduction.
Go with
Have
it.
you ever heard about this awesome game called Twilight Struggle? Oh my God. It's gonna be the next 18 hour, the best 18 hours of your life. Trust me.
It
Oh,
was something
no.
like that. And then we decided to go to Gen Con 50, and that was like, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
open minded. It was amazing. So
Mm.
yeah, I brought some games home, and always is my mom is always asking, more games? Really? You don't have any space for those? And my father, when he comes visit, he's like, what are all those? And I'm board games. What do
Hours
you
of
do?
fun. That's
What do you do with that?
Hours of fun.
Yeah. So yeah,
Pockets
that's
of opportunity.
Exactly. We are investing in our future. Trust me, this will be very valuable in the future. You will
Right.
Yeah.
see. We
And
know
it-
it's not true, but that's one of the things we tell ourselves. You know.
yeah. Every time that I travel, it's like, where are you going again? To a board game convention. And what is that? We'll play board games. What type of board games? And he kind of asks every time that I go there. But yeah, it's super fun to always explain what I love to them.
Yeah, it's amazing. So yeah, like I said at the beginning of the episode, we are very excited for you to be here because I don't remember exactly when it was the first time we have like first contact, but it was like first time and then start playing and realizing that we have some things in common and then
Yes.
sharing content and blah blah. So I think this is the way the community is also very open and you have all these chances to engage with more people and then start creating some strong friendships,
Bonds.
bonds. Thank you. That would be a
Mhm.
better description. But yeah, definitely. And then it was just like remembering people for doing that. And in this case, and we are very specific here because, I mean, for those who don't know, Laura is the queen of a game for a reason, and we will talk about that later. But that is basically how this story started. So because it was every time we talk about the game, we're like, "Oh yeah, I have played the Queen of Forest Shuffle, and I almost beat the Queen of Forest Shuffle, and I don't know how frustrated I am that I don't have a copy of Forest Shuffle." And then it was like,
You
"Laura
need to
is
be in another game, is what I'm hearing.
so."
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
But I mean, it will be if someone is ever like call me king of whatever game. Well, not whatever game. I will be pissed if someone call me the king of Catan.
Oh, no,
That
no.
will be
Let
a
me-
different story.
Let
I
me
will
clear
not like
something
that.
up. I
Mhm.
am the self-appointed queen of Forest Shuffle.
But everyone
that
recognizes
game. It
to
is just-
you.
You've earned it.
I may have earned it. I've
Yeah,
played a
you
lot.
earn it.
I mean, if this was like a real battle for the throne, I mean, you earn it, 100%. That's it. No
Maybe for most
arguments.
games played.
No, I will. I'm very excited for have the chance to actually play the game in the real life, but more of that later. So anyway, thank you once again for being here. And then after this brief introduction, let's put it that way, we'll move to our first section of the podcast, which is if you want to share with us a couple of games that you have recently played, games that call your attention that you have really enjoyed and you want to share with the audience, it will be great. So that now is the time. So if you want to share with us and try to, tell us something about what you have played,
Hmm.
Laura, Ryan.
So just a couple nights ago, we finally got out Marrakesh by
Okay.
Stefan Feld, and we were a little bit intimidated by it because it's so huge and there are so many pieces. And we're familiar with the whole worker placement type game that takes forever to learn, right? So that you want to not even start until you have a chunk of hours ahead of you that you can dedicate to it.
True.
And so we finally broke that out the other night and played it. And I got to tell you, it was really smooth learning it and then going into playing it. It felt very frictionless for us,
Yes.
which was nice because sometimes big chunky games are a struggle to remember how everything works. But this one was not for us, and we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it is rare, I think, for a game of this size and complexity for us to get it unboxed, learn it, and play it in under 3 hours, and we did.
I think
Wow.
it was
Wow.
3.5 total from unboxing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
Okay.
includes punching and everything. Wait,
Yeah.
no, we didn't have to punch. No, we did a little bit.
We did, yeah, because
Yeah.
it wasn't even in the yeah, it was a very streamlined experience, and it's honestly like as far as worker placement games go, it's nice because it moves quickly. You're not waiting for your turn for very long. I don't even think at higher player counts you would, because of just the design of how the turns work. It's a little bit chaotic because you if you're not familiar with the game, when you select the workers you're going to place, you pick from your personal supply of what they call keshis, which are the little like hexagonal wooden pieces that you can see dotted all over the screen here. And so like you pick three.
Yep, those.
Yep, you pick 3 of those secretly, and then everybody reveals what colors they picked, and the colors correspond to different sections of the map, and that's where you put your workers. But then everybody takes their keshis and throws them in this big tower, and depending on which ones come out,
it is designed so that not all of them will come out. Some of them will catch and stick. So the ones you put in might not even be available for you to choose from in a minute when you're actually picking.
Yeah, it shifts to a drafting mechanic. It's really interesting. So you then start going turn order and drafting the keshis out, and the keshis are kind of there to be sort of a currency as well as like a way to power up the different actions your workers can take. And so it just has an interesting. You can plan out your turn. You can say I'm gonna put my white keshi in there and I'm gonna take this action, but you never know if you're actually gonna get it. Yeah, you never know if you're gonna get it. So
okay.
But it also, even though it does kind of sound like that might turn some people off, we actually found it to not be. It was still pretty interesting.
And even if someone takes the keshi you put in, it doesn't paralyze you. You still get to take an action on that space. It just may not be. It's more of a power up for later than it is like an immediate benefit, I would say.
I see.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like a nasty take that moment when someone takes. When someone takes. So that's what you're looking for.
I was about like, oh yeah, that sounds very interesting. And they're like, yeah, it sounds like it does have the potential for a take that, and then you say that like, okay, well,
there are definitely ways you can intentionally sabotage your.
Okay, perfect. I'll go for it.
can't not play that way because we are
Yeah.
married and we have to.
Oh.
One of us isn't leaving at the end of the night.
So let me ask you something because
He doesn't,
I'm a
he doesn't
married
know
man.
any of that.
I'm also a married man here, and it's like when we played, it's like okay, we don't know each other. I mean, it's
Right, you just duke it out.
He's ruthless,
Ruthless.
ruthless.
Mhm.
Let me tell you that. I mean, that's the way we love each other. Okay.
Hey, that works for some people.
No, I mean,
If I get
different.
too into a game that's like a take that kind of thing, my inner like high schooler comes out, and I don't like going there. I don't like getting
I don't want to go
angry.
back there.
Right? Like that was decades ago. I don't need to go back there.
We have our good friend Alva visiting us tonight, and she said, "Mask is out for blood." That's right. She knows me very
Hi,
well.
Alba.
Hello, Alva. Thank you for being here.
Great to have you here.
I got to meet her this week in person.
Oh
It was so
Awesome.
fabulous.
I
my!
saw the
That's so
post.
nice. That's
Yeah.
so nice. Yeah, you see, this is part of this amazing community. Everything. Like, oh yeah, I would like to meet. I want to meet someone that I always, talk over
Talk to.
the chat on
Mhm.
social media. And when
Yeah.
you finally meet them, it's like, oh, this is so awesome. It happened to me on the last Gen Con, and it was fantastic. A lot of people that I have never met in person, just by social media, we had a really amazing time, and I hope that happened again this year. But like I said,
One thing you don't know is that
Mhm.
last year at Gen Con, when I had a baby Instagram account and didn't know anybody, I was in a room and saw you. I was very close to you. And so
Me?
yes, you. And so for a whole year, I have been like the masked meeple. One day
No,
I'm dead serious. I am dead.
no.
I was playing games with PJ, and you were right at a table, one or two tables down,
With the
walking
mask
around.
on?
Yeah, well, yes, on, and I also saw you with it off. Maybe.
Oh, so you know my real identity then?
Oh wow!
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. Good. Then okay. Good.
You know, the queen, the self-appointed queen of four shuffles, knows when to hold her cards close to her chest
Yeah.
now. So
Remember, I could be your, your more trust knight. So if you want me to be that way, please don't reveal my true identity. It will be like adding some kind of mystery to this.
yes, I like the sound of it.
I know. Oh, now with all that you just said, I'm all you cannot see it right here, but I'm red right now.
Are you
Like,
blushing? I made you
blushing.
blush.
Yeah, very much. Anyway, yeah, just let me put another comment from Alva. She said, "You know too much." It was nice knowing you.
Oh no.
This is when the queen of four shuffle gets taken out.
Information it's
trusted
available these days.
You want me to appoint you knight so that you can get close to me, and because I know you two.
Oh yes, he wants to be the king. Oh my
Thanks for
god.
tipping me off.
Mhm.
At some point, that's the ambition, but let me go step by step. Let's just, let's go easy right now. I have to be close to you first. So that would be the first thing.
Don't.
Oh, don't say that.
Don't. That's not a good idea. No.
Yeah, listen to her. Anyway, let me now ask Adri for a game that she wants to share with us, and then we'll back to you guys. So Adri, what game do you want to share with the audience?
So I've been playing a lot again on Board Game Arena because solo gamer, I haven't had much time to play on the table.
You play games on Board Game Arena. You're a gamer. Come on.
I know I am, but just saying that I haven't been able to play on the table.
I know. Okay.
I have a lot of tables on Board Game Arena. That's true.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Before we move, yeah, I forgot to ask you, how many open tables do you have right now in BGA? Tell
I think right now is around 80, if I'm not wrong.
Oh my god!
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
80?
It's crazy.
I think
Are they
so.
all-
Yeah,
that- I mean,
let me
that's
double
pretty
check.
impressive.
Let me
No,
double
no,
check.
no.
But the thing is that
Queen of Board Game Arena, I think that might be
no,
Yeah,
not
your
me.
title.
there's someone that will beat me, and there's this person who is always inviting me to new games, even though
Oh.
I don't know anything about them. Is my friend Julie. Yeah, she is
Ah.
Oh,
always sending me
Julie.
invites, invites,
Mm.
invites. There's a lot of alpha games, so send you a bunch of them. And I'm like,
So, so half of your
great.
tables are with her, basically,
Yeah,
or
right
more,
now 78.
probably. Oh my God!
Whew, goals.
That's
Yeah,
what
Goals.
you
so
that's
yeah.
what you call a close relation. You like really nice and good friendship relations. Really good.
But
That's amazing.
78
And
games in total with like every-
okay, so I don't know if that's a new record for you. I don't know. I don't remember what. Well, because you were not here last week, but before that, I don't remember what
mm,
was the last count of tables that you
I
had
think
open in
it's
That's a
BGA.
lot.
probably
But it's a lot. It was a lot as well. It was a lot.
it is a new record. I think it was like 60 or 65
Yeah.
last time.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I have to say we only are in like three tables, so
3 or 4, something like
three or
that. Yeah.
four, something like that. That's
Okay.
not a big deal. So anyway, Audrey, now please tell us what you have from all those 80 tables that you have open. Which you think are the games that you want to share
So I've been
with the audience?
playing a lot. Thing is that I really want to beat up a friend in Potion Explosion. Yeah,
Potion.
his name is Josh, the Daddy Goober. He is
Oh.
like really good. I don't know how he does it, but well, that game is just great. I've been enjoying it a lot. That game, you actually have like potions. You choose like 2 potions at the beginning, and then you start like grabbing marbles. Thing is
Mhm.
that when you grab one marble, you may or may not unchain some other effects. So, for example, if you get like that particular marble, the blue one, uh, yeah, to the left,
Ah.
in the middle, then you'll
Oh
get
yeah, yeah,
those
yeah.
two blue
Mhm.
ones. And then if there are any other like color ones that are connected, then you'll get those as well. And then a lot more like colors are, if there are a lot more colors that are connected, then you will be getting those. And then you can complete potions, and the potions will have special effects. And it's just great. But he's like beating me all the time, and I'm like, no, I need to win this. It's just horrible.
So you may want to change now your account to obsessed with potion explosion.
Obsessed
Oh.
with potion. Yeah, but I need to win that game. Once I win it, then
Yeah,
I will
done.
be
I will
done.
never play it again.
Done. I'm done with this. Thank you.
Sounds good. Sounds
But
good.
it's
Yeah.
really awesome. Yeah, I've been really enjoying this one.
Have you played this one in real life?
I don't think I have. I really want it, but there's a lot of marbles that I don't know if it's a good idea to have around. So I don't know.
Okay,
But I
okay, I
would love to
see.
have it.
I had some games play with another friend in BGA, and
Hmm.
I had my kid, my oldest kid, coming out sometimes, and she was
Yeah.
looking at the screen, and she was like, "What is that?" Like, it's a new game. Is it like,
Uh huh.
can we have it? Like, probably. But then I went into the I was trying to find the game online, and it was like, nah, this is quite expensive for what it
Hmm.
is, I think. So maybe if I can find it, I don't know, used or somewhere,
Hmm.
you know in a sale, probably. But right now, let's play with the games that you already have. That's perfectly fine for you and me. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, this is one of the games. I mean, I've never played the game in real life, and I also only played on BGA, and I kind of like it. The first time I played, was like, "What the hell I'm doing here? What's the meaning or the purpose of the game?" And then it was like, "It's very simple. It's just straightforward. Just take
It
marbles,
is. Hmm.
create crazy combos, as many as you can, and
Yeah.
you're good." I think it's just chaotic game, and I like it. I like
I like
it.
it too. Yeah, a lot. But
Awesome.
yeah, this is one of the games I've been playing like really a lot.
Okay, perfect. So, let me share with you right quick. I have normally a game night. We had some change of plans last Friday.
Hmm.
I mean, we shared some time with friends, but in a different way.
Okay.
But still, I had some time to play, some board game because it's
Awesome.
necessary. So I play Seven Wonders Duel. Why not? It's a classic game. You
Great game.
know, one of my absolute favorites from Bruno Catala and Antoine Bauza. This is one of those games that I think one of my initial 10 in my collection, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, I found it in a Barnes and Noble store one day, and it was like, nah, why not? Let's get it. And I took it home, and we just played. Like I think we almost finished one of the booklets included
Hmm.
because I mean, when you have few games, it's more easy for you to play more and more and more the same game. I think since
Hmm.
it was like I don't know what time or how many times it happened since the last time we played the game, but I regret that we haven't played that often this game because I really, really love it. We didn't play with the expansions because if you add the expansion, then you will have to, um, invest more time playing this game.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It will take you like probably 3 hours or so because we are that competitive at this one. So we just decided to play the base game, and it was great as always. Um, and yeah, that was one of the games. Is I don't know. I don't want if you want me to go more in detail because I think this is a very famous game, and if not, you can always check it with BGG. It's good. That's the only thing I want to share with you. It's really good. It's really good. It's a two-player game, and it's
Yes.
nice. And if you haven't played, you should try it. That's my recommendation for tonight. Anyhow, is there any other game, Laura, Ryan, that you want to share with us tonight that you have recently played and you really want to share? Like, oh my god, this game I really like it.
Yeah. For Father's Day, Ryan got Tamashi. I think I'm
Mhm.
pronouncing that correctly.
Yeah.
Which is a big campaign game. We keep saying we're not going to buy another big campaign game, and we do it anyway.
We all say it. We all
Of
say it.
course, you are
Yeah.
not going to.
Mhm.
And we actually got this game to the table on Father's Day.
Yes.
All right.
It was amazing. And I was really surprised with how much I liked this game. But I'm
Yeah.
going to leave it to him to like describe it because he tends to be a little
Awesome.
better at that than me off the cuff.
Time out before
Yeah.
we move. Is that the real bag included in the game with
Yeah,
the cat
one of
printed
them.
on it?
Yes.
It is one of them. Yeah.
There
Oh,
are 4
wow.
different ones and they all have different pictures on them.
Now I'm intrigued. Please
Yes.
continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
As it should be.
So yeah, this was a game that I came across it in a review, and the review was really positive, and I really dig the aesthetic of this game. It is a very pink and purple,
Cyberpunk.
neon soaked
Mm,
cyberpunk game.
Love it.
Yeah, and it's, we have only played through the introductory scenario, which was a fantastic tutorial for the game. It's definitely, it's one of those, you learn as you play, and it teaches you
Oh.
slowly, and it's a great way to get it to the table quickly.
Mhm.
I think it's why we were able to get it to the table on
Yeah.
Father's Day. It's one of the things that we found the most surprising about the game is that one of the core mechanics of it is it's actually a bag builder, which
Mhm.
we haven't played
Mm.
a campaign game that features bag building.
Mhm.
And
it also has, with that, it has this launch pad thing that you are placing the chits on and like trying to make patterns.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
to accomplish which cause different things.
Yeah, and unfortunately in that last picture they had the reference card kind of covering it up, but underneath that is your character's launch pad or
Like this one.
Yeah.
So on your turn when you're drawing from your bag, you're
Yeah.
placing these different chips down in your area, and you're actually trying to shift from a bag builder into like a match 3 type of game.
Okay.
If you
I
make the
see.
patterns are like how you essentially thematically you're launching programs to do various things. Like you can hack your enemies, you can heal yourself, boost your stats, etc.
Oh man, those have been painted and they are lovely.
Nice.
I really went all out on those. We did get the Laura did spring for the miniature version. So we have that. Our
Okay.
minis are not painted,
I may have
Just like
spoiled.
these ones. Mhm.
but they are still very cool.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just it's a really really neat game. It's it's a campaign game that doesn't feel so heavy. Like sometimes with campaign games, I have to really feel up to getting it out because the setup can be really big on a lot of them. Sometimes the playtime
The scenarios can be really
the scenarios
long.
can take several hours.
Right.
This one, you've got you're just sort of building the board out of these little hex tiles based on the scenario.
Mhm.
It moves pretty quickly. There's not a lot of downtime again. Like it felt really nice.
There's
It's
one
it's from Awakened Realms, which we've got a couple other games of theirs. A lot of times I think they tend to be, I don't know, in my opinion, they can sometimes be pretty fiddly. This one's actually from their Awakened Realms Lite, and it
Okay.
it feels that way. It still feels chunky. It still feels like a nice big campaign game, but it's also not fiddly. It's pretty streamlined. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was a really good experience. Looking to
Still in early days, but
Yeah.
we're very excited to keep playing it.
looking forward to it.
Nice.
Let me ask you something. So, from what you're saying, I am assuming that you have played another or more campaign games other than this one.
Let me tell you what my first campaign game was.
Okay.
It was Gloomhaven, which
Okay.
was also my
Woohoo!
first dungeon crawler, and we
Woohoo!
completed the whole entire thing. We started with the physical copy, but then we switched to digital because COVID had hit and we were playing with friends in another state, which was fantastic for us. It was really like a lifeline during that time.
Mhm.
So yeah, we've played Gloomhaven.
Did you finish the campaign?
Nice.
Yes,
we finished the
we
campaign.
sure did.
So happy for you. So happy.
I'm happy for us too.
I know.
It felt like a long slog toward the end. It was fun. But toward the end, it was like, okay, we've been playing this. What was it, like a year and a
It's like a
half?
year and a
or
half to finish.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah. Just want to share right quick here because my first campaign game was also Gloomhaven,
Yeah.
and we were not able to finish because
Oh.
that happens. I don't want to go more into because I don't want to, expose details about my friend's life in this one. But we also used to play because they lived in California, so the only way we can play. And this is also one of the things that we discovered. Another way to play was just like set up the game in both tables, and then just put the camera on top, and then just one of us controlling the story and the cards or whatever, and we just both synchronizing whatever is taking out or adding into our decks, blah blah blah. So it was a really amazing way to play because it feels real. And we were actually talking through the game, and it was really nice because we have like a studio set up in a kitchen, But so far it worked until some things happened in our lives and we had to stop the campaign. And since then we just were like, oh, I think we really have to find friends that are committed and that we think they won't or they will not broke up in the next 2 years or so. I don't know. Probably that will be something that we are now looking for. Now.
It's hard. That is one of the hard things about giant campaign games is, you basically have to count on nothing disrupting life for anybody who's a part of it. If it's one where everybody needs to be present or ideally is present, I mean, that's just honestly not realistic for most people. And so I think that's one of the things that we're enjoying is like not getting only stuck in campaign games, as fun as they are, but finding shorter ones and then also just making the most of the, we get it to the table once and we play one game and then we can move on and, maybe we'll come back.
And also I think you have to find the people, if you are looking for more people to add into your campaign, is that find the people that you think they will enjoy the game as much as you will.
Yes.
Sure.
Otherwise, it will be complicated. In my case, I was one of those guys that I was like, campaign games. Oh, sounds fun. Cooperative games. Yeah, we love it. I'm not that kind of person, but I discovered that for once I could be that person at least once every week, you know.
Yeah.
And it was because, you know, the people that we were playing with, my
Yeah.
wife and my friends, they were very, engaging on that part, and we were really eager to continue playing, and we got excited and frustration, and we lived through that. Because for me, it was like D&D. Okay, a lot of imagination we had, and I'm not. I need to consume right away from you. Give me
Mhm.
that, and I will play it right away. I'm not that kind of person. But still, it was like trying to create. And first thing, we also have our own shirts with the characters of Gloomhaven,
Oh,
and we
Oh
yeah.
have
yeah,
our.
so
It was
cool.
amazing, all the things. Yeah, I'll have to
Really-
show you. I'll bring the shirt to the gang. But it was like
Okay.
that. We also we sent out like this kind of upgrades, like this boards, plastic boards, when you can put
Ooh.
all the cards and stuff, each one with the different colors we like. It was amazing. It was an amazing
Wow.
time. But I mean, life happens. Anyway, I
It
just
does.
asked you because I want to celebrate this kind of triumphs through other friends.
It felt like it felt like a triumph for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
So,
A hard
anyway,
won battle.
Yeah.
that's what I said. I was so happy for you guys. Anyway, that's amazing. I'm so happy that you had that campaign ending, and I hope you the best in this upcoming campaign. Because
Thank
I
you.
would like to ask you in the future if you ever successfully finish the campaign as well.
Yeah. Well, maybe we will. Hopefully, we'll do better at this one than some of our other ones that we've started. Stopped.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, Audrey. Please tell us what is the another. If you have another game that you want to share, or you want to jump right away to the next section, it's up
I
to you.
actually I actually had a follow-up question for that
Oh yeah,
particular
go ahead,
game that
please.
they were playing.
Mhm.
Because you said that you haven't played campaign games with back building mechanic, but I know you have played back building mechanics because you played Wonderland's War.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent question.
Yes.
So yeah,
So,
And quacks. I mean, we have
Quacks.
quacks as well, which he actually doesn't love because of the luck component. In like you work so hard to build a bag, and then you are, it doesn't
Mhm.
matter how good your strategy is if luck is against you. So,
yeah.
but we actually so far are really enjoying that aspect of
Yeah.
Tamashi, which I'm sure is probably a pleasant surprise for you.
Well, yeah, I think one of the things that benefits Tamashi is, first of all, the number of different chips that can go in your bag. There's only 4 different types of chips, and you
Okay.
can get
Well,
like a wild chip.
Yeah. Or like a bad
Um,
one.
There
The
is
bug.
there is a mechanic
Oh, that
in the
doesn't
game
go in
where
your
you
bag,
can
though,
get
does it?
you
It
can
goes
get
straight on
a
your board.
you can get a bad chip that sort of like takes up space or whatever. We fortunately did not have that happen to us in the first campaign
Yes.
scenario. Yeah, I assume they'll get harder. But yeah, I mean, it feels in that game a lot less punishing whenever
Okay.
you draw poorly. You know, I mean, in Quacks, like you can
Mhm.
build a great bag, but like you can still bust if you just draw badly, and like that. For me personally, that doesn't feel
Yeah.
good.
On Tamashi, if you can't use what's on there, you just save it. You move it and try to arrange it and set up your next turn.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
like you're not punished for having bad luck. You just may not have the optimal board immediately.
Mhm.
Which I think that is like a little bit better in Wonderland's War, because they're on top of the log of putting the chips and then draw the
Mhm.
chips out of bag. You also have like these abilities or special things that you
Yeah.
can to compensate the luck or the
Yeah.
bad luck that you
Yeah.
may have. So I think that's why I rather prefer Wonderland's War than Quacksan.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bloody, so
Yeah.
I like that.
So yeah, the
that's
other
cool.
game I think I wanted to talk about, but we have mentioned it before, and I am playing this game with you, Masked Meeple is Far
Oh
Away.
really? Yeah. Now I
We are.
get it.
So
Yeah,
we are
I
playing Far
remember.
Away, and we have mentioned it before. It's a
Yes.
great and thinky card game, like super fast, but
Yes,
you
it is.
need to know where to actually place your cards from the very beginning in order to get points. If you don't do that like wisely, you won't be getting any points at all,
Oh.
and sucks.
Uh, which I
We'll have
think
to
it,
this game.
which thing that is what happened to you on our last game. which is good for me.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yeah, it's
Yeah,
an
it's
amazing game.
merely luck because I mean I'm always looking for some sort of like components in the card that I need,
Uh-huh.
either a pineapple or the horny thing or the other blue thing, and I need those, and they don't come up, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not getting anything. But
Adjust your strategy, my friend. Ah.
no, it's just this game is a lot of luck with the card.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
had to
it's
admit
great.
that. Yeah,
It's great, but yeah, it's a lot of luck.
yeah.
So
I think it's just fine for a quick game when you don't really matter if you win or you lose,
it is.
which is not our case because I always, but I still is good. But still is good. I
My
like
God,
it. Still
yeah.
I like it. Still like
I
it. Oh
like
yeah,
it
it's fun.
when when really thinky games that have a lot of luck in them are short, because then it doesn't feel like you've put an
Right.
hour of strategy into something only for luck to
Yeah.
ruin it for you.
That's true.
Yeah.
I much prefer when games like that are short.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. If I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose because I'm in a short amount of time. Uh,
All right.
all
Oh
right.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. There we go. So, yeah. Let's. What if we just move to our next section right now
Mm-hmm.
because we are, getting exciting talking about game, but we have to move on. So, for the next section, which is our main topic for tonight. Before that, I just want to point out another comment from all of us. She said, by the way, Laura, I see you have Coimbra on the shelf behind you. I just brought that secondhand at my FLGS yesterday. So,
Ooh, awesome. I
Nice.
have been eyeing that for a long time, and then I made an airport friend on the way home from Origins that just so
oh,
happened to be Gnarly Carly's mom. And she told
that.
me that she played it at Origins and fell
Wow.
in love with it and ordered it immediately. And I was like, okay, this is my push to get it. So I haven't
So-
opened it yet, but I'm very excited to play it.
All right.
curious. Gnarly Carly is my friend. She used to live
Okay.
here, very close from here. I met her, and now she moved to UK. But
Uh-huh.
I was always wondering if her mother present or introduce herself like, "Hello, hi, I'm Gnarly Carly's mom." And I would be like very.
She didn't, but she said she has a daughter who is in the Instagram
Board
community.
games.
And
Oh, okay.
and I was like, oh,
Who
who's
is
your
she?
daughter? And she
Who's
was like,
she?
oh, it's Gnarly Carly. And I'm like, oh my
Oh.
God,
Hey,
okay.
Gnarly Carly.
Mm.
Speaking of feeling like you're meeting royalty, I mean,
Yeah, true.
I've never
Wow.
met her. She seems like,
And she lives in the UK, so now she's getting closer
Wow,
to
it's so
yeah, closer to royalty.
Mhm.
That's the reason why she moved out. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sure.
Anyway, so yeah, let's move on to our next section, which is the main topic of tonight. We will talk about the games. What did you say, Audrey, about what is the best description of this section?
The games that we're supposed to love, but we can love.
Kind of,
Kind of.
or as I also like to call it, I love to hate you. I love to hate you because I also love that song, but because there's a lot of games that probably a lot of people say, "Oh, this game is amazing. You should try this game," and then you try it and you play, and they were like, "Ah, no, I hate it.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, I don't like it."
Mhm.
So we are going to share a couple of games that we think that may be suitable for that description. So let's get started with you, Lauren, Ryan. You want to start?
Go
All
ahead,
right, I'll
Ryan.
start.
Okay.
So I'll be honest.
I know. Don't worry. Don't worry. This is just this is safe space. You can talk about
I
anything.
feel safe. I feel safe.
That's-
But I will be honest. It is hard for me to find games I don't like. So
Hmm.
the fact that I have one that is like was a clear, this is
No.
clearly the one I'm going to talk about, says something. So the one that I really want to love, like I genuinely want to love this game, but I just don't, is Villainous. I
Oh,
have played it twice. I know. See, exactly.
just
Yeah,
killed
game
him.
hot take.
Killed him.
Okay, I played the Star Wars version and I
Yeah.
played the standard version, right?
Yeah.
With the Disney Villainous. And both times it felt totally broken to me. I was completely unable, like literally unable, not just, yeah, I know you love it. I wasn't just like playing poorly and therefore couldn't make progress. I literally could not make progress toward winning. I cannot express that enough. I know, look, it's beautiful. I love the concept of this game. I love the idea of playing as the villain, like flipping the roles, the whole role reversal thing. I don't love take that a lot of times, but I feel like this is the type of game where like you have to embody a take that mentality because you are the villain.
Mhm.
So like
Yeah.
I was ready to be a villain and it just I couldn't do anything the whole time. Both times. Anyway, so I really want to love Villainous. It's beautiful. It is intriguing. I want all of the pieces, and yet it's the one game that I have like immediately known I want to call this game. I don't want to keep it. I don't enjoy it.
Okay.
So, do you have anything at all to say about this, Adri? Before I I also want to talk about this. There is, let me tell you, there is a reason why I already have this, ready to
Okay.
present, because this was also one of my options. So,
Oh, was
spoiler
it?
alert! Spoiler alert! So, I
I'm
don't know
glad
if you
we're on
want.
the same wavelength. Did you also feel like it was broken?
I mean, first time I played, I think, oh my god, this is amazing. Why? Because I'm a huge fan of all these things and the concept
Yes,
of having
exactly.
villains winning and
Yeah.
seeing all these characters and the art and the way you played. It was like, yeah,
Mhm.
but then it felt like, okay, wait a moment, why your character is more easily, playable than mine? Why is, if you play, let's say, with the what is the Robin Hood villain, the
Mhm.
Prince John, I guess.
Prince
Why
John, yeah.
why if you play with that character is well, like 100 times more easy to win if you play like, I don't know, Hades, because it is. I never win with playing with Hades. I mean, it's just so unfair.
Uh,
It's unbalanced. There's a lot of things that you think you can control, but you just can't, because other players can just come here and start messing up with you, and all the work that the work that you've been doing along the game, fulfilling your goals, and you're
Mhm.
always there, and then they realize you're almost winning, then they all going to attack you, and they will be
Yeah.
merciless. And
yeah.
I have to say, for a bloody person like me that enjoys these kind of things, it was just too much. So go
Wow.
figure.
Too much take that for a take that kind of player.
Wow.
Go
That's
figure.
interesting.
Because at some point it's not just take that. It's nonsense. Take that. It's just that. I mean, at some point it just doesn't feel right. Even when you are the one that is inflicting the damage, it's like, no, I think it's full show. I mean, no.
You just don't like to be on the receiving end of all of that.
Yeah,
You
he
like to be
doesn't.
the one choosing to dish it out,
He
is what
doesn't
I'm
like
hearing.
And you know what's
that.
the worst part? I keep buying the things because I have all the boxes, and now I
You
know
want
that
to
it's because
play it.
yeah, and also in Target. Why? Because you have the special minis.
I know
Mhm.
they're so
Otherwise,
cute. They're so cute.
Amazing. Yeah.
so now I know that the only reason I have this game is if somebody ever asks me why you still have this trash game there. My answer will be because I love the art, I love the minis, and because I'm a collector and because I'm sick. That's okay. I don't care.
The
I
only
know
reasonable explanation.
I I
Mhm.
found I found inner peace with this game at the end. It was like I don't play it anymore, and I don't think I ever play it anymore. But I still want to keep it because one,
That's fair.
I think it was also one of my very first games. And every time I see these minis, and every time I try to think on the concept behind of the idea of having this game, it was like, okay, it was like a really good idea for
Yeah.
someone, but it's Game of Thrones over again. You know, it's like, my God, it's always something there. Yeah, I think that's the main reason why I also love to hate this game pretty
Mhm.
much. Um, I don't know. I don't know if there is anything else to add because look at this. I mean, looking at the characters here and the idea of having and the concept, to
Mhm.
be honest, I don't know if that happened to you as well, guys, that sometimes you get in love with the more with the villains than with the heroes in the movies because they have like this strong presence. I'm a huge fan of Maleficent, for instance, or Hades. I love Hades, you know, things like that is very fun, very, it's, I don't know, it's something different
Mhm.
than it called me more, or it's just, I mean, when I really just saw this game and the concept, and whenever they release a new one, I was always expecting for, oh, hopefully they
This
now
will be the
release the
one that
villain. I
clicks.
like, yes, 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 I'm always looking for that, looking for that. And they, that's the way they, you know,
They
they
get you
they
every
get,
time.
it's like, yeah, I will give you two good villains and no nobody knows villain, because otherwise you will get only the good ones and then you will stop buying the
Right?
rest of them. So
Mhm.
every
True.
box at least has one good one, and then the other ones is like, I don't know what the hell it,
Yeah. So
I'm
I think
still
it's interesting how different our reasons are for not liking it, because for you it's too much take that. And for me, I literally felt like nothing was functioning. Like I could not get my card.
Mhm.
It was never in my hand. I never could get the first step to making progress. So for me, it wasn't, oh, all of my progress has been destroyed. People have found me out. They're now sabotaging me. It
Mhm.
was, I can't do anything. I'm completely powerless. I can't be the villain I want to be.
Yeah. Well, she played, when we played the Disney one, I think you played as Ursula and I played
Uh-huh.
as
Ursula.
And I think
Yep.
I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, but I played some ability that allowed me to basically force you to get rid of like the trident or something you needed.
Yeah.
Very first thing I needed.
Literally, like she could
Yeah.
make zero progress the whole time.
And that was at the
Mhm.
beginning, and then I had to go through the entire deck again before I could ever
Yeah.
get it into my hand. So it was I was literally powerless to do anything.
Yeah. So
I-
basically, by turn 2, I broke the game. Like
Yeah, Ursula
Yeah.
is really hard to
No, that's
to
the
win with
thing.
that.
There are a lot of villains that they're just impossible to win with. Impossible. Like you
Well,
said, if you really, that's the thing. Sometimes, or most of the times, the game asks you for a specific card,
Hmm.
one card within
and
the
a whole
entire deck.
deck.
So
Yep.
either you lose a lot of. That's why they have this ridiculous location when you can discard cards, right?
Yeah.
But even though, I mean, you can just get up to four, I think. So it will be a maximum of four cards every time. So it's not like you can really, scavenge it into your deck and try to get what, or a card that allows you to do so more quickly.
Hmm.
I don't
And
know.
heaven forbid someone block the one location where you can discard
Yes,
cards.
Yeah, that's
that's
gonna
so
happen every
You
ridiculous.
time.
know,
So yeah.
they're
That's
gonna
so
if they
ridiculous.
can,
They're
if
gonna.
they're
Yep.
have any strategy
Yeah,
and they're
Yeah.
ready, that's what they're gonna do.
yeah. I think this is just a good idea that wasn't poorly
I don't
performed.
know. So many people love it. I mean, you love it, don't you, Audrey?
I yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I have to go
People
now.
have to love
Sorry, it was a pleasure being here.
No, people have to love it because otherwise it would not sell the way it does. It would not be in big box stores the way it is. It would
Yeah.
not have so many
Maybe for people like me that only buy it because of the figures.
There's a new
Aha!
one out. There's a new one out.
Yes, and I
Yes.
got it.
Oh, doesn't it have the
Shere
villain
Khan,
from Wreck-It
Shere
Ralph?
Khan from
Rocket
the
Ralph.
Jungle Book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah.
Oh, Shere Khan, and the guy from Wreck-It Ralph. And
yeah.
I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, here I am again, wanting
Here
to
we
love
go
all
again.
this.
Here we go
And
again.
I'm not gonna do it.
No, it's not that I don't love it because I have enjoyed playing it a lot.
Mhm.
And my favorite villain is Hades, even though I can't do anything. But yeah, I love Hades. That's my favorite villain from Disney. And I just got the Mandalorian version of Villainous, which I'm intending to play it at some point. But yeah, it's not that I don't love it. It's just that I won't get all of them. I
That's
prefer to I prefer to play like any or some of them with
Anything else?
somebody that already has them. I'm not gonna
So
spend that kind of
anything else.
money.
No, and I get it. And you know what? Sometimes I found myself defending the game, like, no, give it another chance. You will really like it. It's just maybe we're
Mhm.
missing something. It's not about the game. It's us. We're playing it
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
It's not. We
I
have tried.
said,
I gave up on this game. Sorry, I
right,
just gave
I
up.
have said I will give it one more shot because I have never played it with someone who loves it and or knows how to play it. So I will give it one more shot,
We should
but
play it.
probably not with you because you don't like it.
No, but I really want.
You
Made
want
me love it. Made me love it. Made me
He
love it.
wants to love it too.
I
Yeah.
can't make you love it. I need to be
I know.
convinced as well. So
No,
I'm not
I
the one to
get it,
play
I
it
get
with you.
No, but I think also, and the thing that they also have this version of Marvel, and then they move into the
Mhm.
Star Wars. It's
Yep.
like another chance
All of
for
the
us to
IPs.
try it because they say that they do.
Yeah.
They did. They included another mechanic, like something different, but it's still stop, please stop, reverse Grid.
Same
It's
at the
just
core.
anyway.
Anyway, that was mine.
Yeah. And mine too somehow, but I have a backup because just in case. Thank you. Adri, I know. Sorry. First, Ryan, go. You go first, Ryan, and
Yeah,
then
you
we
go.
move to
Yeah.
All right, so
You can do it.
this one is, I honestly don't know this. I don't think of this as a hot take because honestly I've seen more and more, I think, people mention this game as one that they wanted to like but don't, and that's Tainted Grail.
Mm,
So that, I kind of alluded to it earlier. We have like some other Awakened Realms games, and this was one that I first heard about from a friend when they did, I think, their second Kickstarter. I think they did like a second wave of it with a new expansion. And I mean, everything about it just kind of, caught my attention because the theme I found really interesting. For those not familiar, it's like a really dark take on like a King Arthur story.
mhm.
It takes place in this sort of medieval fantasy world, and I like a lot of that stuff, and so I thought it was really interesting, and I wanted to try a board game in that, and I had an opportunity at Geekway to the West last year at the flea market. Someone had like their
The whole thing for
their
sale.
all in thing for like way cheaper than it would be normally, so I was like, I'm gonna get this.
We got it all.
And first of all, it took forever to get it to the table. And then when I finally did, I have to say, like, it's the writing in it's fantastic. The story is as interesting as I hoped it would be.
Yep.
The game is not my cup of tea. It's really, it's oppressive by design. It wants you to feel like
Protection
you
is
are
great.
always on the back foot, and it wants you to feel like the world is, kind of teetering on the brink. And I think it succeeds in that. I don't think
Too well.
I don't think it's very fun. I think it's one of those games that I have actually looked up like strategy for, because I like don't really understand how to do well in it. It's very, it's very challenging.
Mhm.
And most of the time what I see people say is either they gave it up after a few scenarios because they just couldn't deal with the darkness of it, or a lot of people house rule it to just kind of get rid of the main pressure mechanic from the game. One of the things, just as like a very, very, very short overview of it, like you see these big cool statues there. Those things are essentially helping you uncover areas of the map that you can explore, but they're all on a timer, and every turn that timer ticks down, and when they hit zero, all of the 9 cards around them go away, and you can
unless
no longer.
unless they're actually another one. Yeah. So you not only have to you either have to keep it going, or by giving resources or accomplishing
Mhm.
certain things, or you have to like let it go and then
Mhm.
hopefully come
Yeah.
back and reactivate it again later when you have to
Mhm.
go back down there for another part of the quest. And it's just
Yeah, I mean
What?
it's just a
it's a
That's
struggle.
game.
awful.
It's a game of exploration. It's got a lot of like choose your own adventure type stuff to it. But the problem with choose your own adventure in this game is you often have to try multiple times to get through it, and it can be very punishing. You can get damaged, which is hard to heal. You can lose resources, which are hard to come by. It just feels kind of grindy.
I mean,
and
you usually have to fight and go through a battle to get resources.
yeah,
So you've
Oh.
got resources, but now your health is shot. And so it's just
Mm.
like a constant, you're never in a good place.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a game that I really, really want to love. And there is an optional, like, easy mode that
Mhm.
I may try sometime because I am interested in the story and would like to see more of it. But as it stands, the core gameplay, I can't do it.
I have the impression. I mean, this is not the first time I have listened I want to say a bad review of this game, but just like the same feeling about this game. You know, um, correct me if I'm wrong, but does this game also needs needs an app to navigate through the maps, or is not like necessary, just like
It
optional?
does not need an app. So it has an app that you can use to replace the big choose your own adventure storybook, and it will
Okay.
narrate things to you. So it's kind of nice if if you're cramped, if your play space is cramped and you don't have room for like a giant book to sit there,
Hmm.
or if you just if you would prefer the immersion of someone narrating. The app is very well done. I mean, the voice actress that narrates it does a fantastic job.
Hmm.
There's background music that does a good job of setting the tone or setting the mood of like this very gloomy atmosphere.
Okay. Okay.
So the app is a nice optional thing. It is not required for the game.
Okay. Now, I think also, I don't know if you share that opinion with me, but I feel like this will be a much better video game than a board game.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's an interesting. I'm glad that you mentioned that because I've said this to Laura before. As someone who grew up, I'm very much a video gamer to this day, and
Hmm.
I think that's why campaign games like this appeal to me. But it also is why I end up not loving them because I start playing it and I realize I would rather play this as a video game. It
Hmm.
would be less
Hmm.
fiddly. It would be easier to restart. And it's just I don't know. It's weird to say that I want a board game that makes me feel like it's a video game, but that's kind
Hmm.
of for me personally that's appealing. But this wasn't it. This didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking for that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. And I think this is not another thing. I'm sure that we have talked about this in a previous episode, that some video games adapt video games that they have taken from uh, video
Mhm.
game and put it into board game, and
Mhm.
they made it right. But mostly, I think we didn't mention any game like this, like a campaign game that worked fine as a video game, but then the adaptation into board game was good. I mean, mostly it was like probably we talk about Anno. Uh, one, what's the entire game? The name? Audrey? Anno
I know which one you're.
18,000. Anno 18,000,
18,000,
which
yes.
is it.
I haven't played
It was originally a video game, and then the adaptation into a board game, I think, is great. But it's just like that. It was never like, I think there was also like a adaptation from Assassin's Creed or God of War kind of
God of
things.
War has a couple. Yeah, God of War has one already, and another one that's on its way.
Yeah, so I think this kind of um, idea of trying to explore new horizons in the board games, trying to now, okay, this is a huge or success in video games.
Mhm.
Let's try to put it into a board game and it should work. Why not? But sometimes it doesn't. So I totally agree. And from what you're saying, I think this is one of those cases. I know this is not a video game at all, but I think if they do the opposite now and they try to put or make an adaptation from the board game and make it the video game, I think it will work much better, in my opinion, from my perspective. Without playing the game, I'm just by listening and reading some reviews out there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I honestly almost just wish it were a book.
Oh well, yeah, that also, yeah. Why not? Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the writing is really well done and the story is very interesting. So I kind of just want the game sort. It's not a good.
You should just go through the storybook and flip back and forth and forget all the pieces.
It's unfortunate when I sort of just want the game to get out of my way so that I can experience the story.
I see. Okay, perfect. Good to know. All right then, perfect. Thank you guys. Adri, I'm very interested in listening what you have to say about
Are
what
you
game.
sure?
Uh-oh.
I think.
Okay.
I think. I hope for the best. That's what I do. Tell me.
So
Tell me,
I
what's that
haven't
game?
I haven't had actually a good experience with this game so far, and I think I told Laura the first time that I talked to her that I just didn't know how to play it on BGA, and that's probably the reason why I just don't like it. I mean, I want to, but I just can't right now. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it at some point, but I mean, I will have to maybe play it on the table to just see if I can like it. But the game that I'm talking about is Heat.
Oh, metal to the pedal.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
okay.
super frustrated to play it on BGA because I think the last time that we actually talked about it, you asked me, okay, so do you know how to drive? And I said, no, I am actually learning how to drive. So yeah, I know that this probably related to, I mean, how to drive a car, and I get that. Like, you know how much you need to advance and so far and so forth. But the feeling that you actually advance in the track and then you get like bouncing back like every time, like 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times is really frustrating.
Yeah.
So I just didn't enjoy it. I would love to, but I haven't had the opportunity to like play it with someone that knows what it's doing and that could actually teach me how to play it, like with combos, with cards and everything. So this is the game that I really want to love, but I just can't with the bad experience that I have had so far with it. So yeah, this is the one.
I see.
Yeah, I had a similar experience with it. And, you know, there are a lot of games that I play on BGA that I learned there, and I just learn enough to be able to take a turn, but I don't know how to do well. I say that about a lot of games on there because it's exactly true.
Yeah.
But with Heat, you're like punished if you don't know what to do.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I was like you. I
Yes.
kept getting bounced back, and I was like, "What the heck is going on? I don't know what I'm doing." And so, a lot of games are not so punishing. You just are making fewer points, and you know you can carry on with the game, feeling okay about yourself. But when you keep getting bounced back, man, it's like demoralizing at a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly is.
So this game is not just about, okay, you are not gaining this many points at the end of the game. You are actually losing points.
Look at you stuck at the start line. Everyone else is way past.
Why you're so slow? So and it's like,
why you're not
I'm
advancing?
sorry. I don't know what
Everybody
to
else
do.
has packed up and gone home for the night. You're still on your last lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only game I played, I was playing with a bunch of Instagrammers, and some of them for the very first time. And I was so embarrassed because I was so far behind everybody, and then everybody was done, and I had to take like 7 or 8 more turns to finish. It was so embarrassing.
It's awful. Yeah, I was like,
it was
it
rough.
was like that. It is like that. And yeah, because of that bad experience, I don't know. I just don't like it.
And I think it's a valid, very fair point when you feel like I'm just saying this. I mean, uh, when you don't know how to actually play, or yeah,
Yeah.
knowing the game as
Mm-hmm.
well, or to at least be competitive,
Mhm.
because that also increases the embarrassment or the frustration and things
Right.
like that, and it will be definitely a bad experience while you're playing, and it will be very difficult for you to give it another chance because I really did. It was not like, oh man, I really like the game even when I did poorly
Right.
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. I mean, the game made me feel good because I really enjoy playing the game. This game, I get it. I get it when you because you just cannot move forward, and if you
Yeah.
do, at some
Literally.
point you can go back and what the hell is going to? I mean, what's
And on
happening?
BGA, the game will not end until you have until you've
Yeah.
Well,
completed
there is
it.
another there is like another way because I think for some reason the developers put that option in the game. I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
they
did
know
they?
that will happen. You can give up the race, so you can say like,
I
okay,
couldn't even
I'm
figure out
done.
how to do that.
So you can give up
Basically.
the race and say,
Mm.
okay, yeah, I know I drive terrible, so yeah, let's put an end to this suffering right now.
Right.
There's another similarity to this game. I played another one. I just don't recall the name right now on BGA. It's a race car as well. But
G4.
if you like advance too much at some point, you run out of options and you're out of the game. So you're like expelled out of the
Was that
game
the one that you
completely.
were? I think we were in a game.
We
It's
were in the
Formula
same
D.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
I
Formula
was out of the game and I was like, why?
Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
wondering, you
Why?
you got kicked out and then someone else got kicked out, and
mhm.
I'm like, okay, well, I guess
I
I'm not.
was
Because
winning.
of
What
that,
happened?
you get a card, like you race a lot and you try to just keep up with everyone else, then that's it for you.
Well, it's only me and Chris, just three people left, and he's about to
Hmm.
lap me. So, I
And
So,
mean, at least you haven't been subjected to that ever
like,
since you got kicked out.
great.
and I particularly think that for games like this with this thematic, I know like racing is like a huge thing for some people, but I
Hmm.
think I don't know, maybe I'm living in a different world or not really into this. But for me to for a game like this with this thematic to call my attention, it has to be a great game because
Hmm.
otherwise it will be like, yeah, it's a racing game. Yeah, pass. So it has to be like someone convinced me that this was a really good game. So I say, okay, I'll give it a try because putting aside the theme, the game is good.
Mhm.
So I should try it or at least give it a chance. I mean, for me, it worked. I like it. That's okay. I'm not, but what I'm saying is, I understand and I got the point that even when you think or everyone, or because this game was had a like it was hot at some point
It
in
was a
BGG,
hot,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
it
yeah,
was
hot game.
super
right? It was
hot.
a hot
Hmm.
game. It was playing. It was sold out
Yeah,
everywhere as well.
for a
Yeah.
long
So
time.
Hmm.
I couldn't even get a copy when I really decided to get one.
Mhm.
So it's for a shuffle all over again.
Shuffle all over again.
Well, it's
Anyway.
funny. So I had the same experience as you with Heat, and I was just kind of like, "Meh,
Mhm.
other people can enjoy this hotness."
Hmm.
He, on the other hand, loved the game,
Okay.
Mhm.
and he decided he wants to try to convince me to love it. And so we actually recently got our own copy, and
Nice.
we haven't played it yet, but we'll see if I can be convinced.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you gave Villainous a lot of chances, at least you should give another chance to
I
this
will do
game.
it. I will
I
do it.
mean,
You know what? I'll do it gladly. I do feel
perfect.
like sometimes some games I just learn better in person, and then I can
Hmm.
play
Yeah,
it better
that
on
also.
BGA.
Yeah.
So
That
maybe this
also.
will be one of them.
I think you also mentioned another race game that you really liked. Is it Vendetta or something?
Oh yeah, Thunder Road Vendetta.
Wow,
Yeah.
well, that is amazing game.
It's a
Oh,
racing game, but it's also a destroy your opponent's game.
That's what
It's
I love it.
it's one of the
That's
few,
what I love it.
right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's another example of this is a take that game. It cannot be anything but a take that game. And I was like, I don't know that I'm really gonna like it. I freaking loved it. I was destroying his
It's
cars left and
hilarious.
right. It was
It's
hysterical.
so funny.
Nice.
Like your car just pings all over the place. Like you've got
Yep.
helicopters coming in, blowing things up.
Now
Like
that I
I'm
would
running
like
them
to
into the
try.
wall.
I would like to try that one for sure.
It
It
is
is.
all about the chaos. Yes.
John is
Exactly.
just saying it's all about the chaos.
Nice.
Absolutely right. I agree.
hmm.
So yeah. I mean, sometimes the game fits you, or sometimes doesn't.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
totally okay.
Thunder Road Vendetta is the one that chose me.
Exactly.
I would
You know?
never have chosen it, but it definitely chose me.
Oh, it's TJ.
Nice.
Next time you're here, we'll have to play.
Janice, why you put that name instead of TJ? TJ, hello. Hi, TJ.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Oh, hey!
Hi,
Man, I barely
TJ.
recognize you. Look at you all spiffed up
I
down
know,
here.
not that they said like,
So
I know this guy,
groomy.
but I don't want to mess it up. I'm yes, Jonathan. Happy for you to be here.
Same.
So yeah, that's it. So in my case, it will be very easy for me to just going right there and say,
All right.
because everyone here, or at least the people who knows me,
Mm-hmm.
knows that I wouldn't say like I don't like it, because I just don't like it. There's another word for that, but that's okay. I get it. I get it. I have played. I also had my daughters the kids version of the game, and I found it like fine, just okay. I like it actually.
Okay.
I kind of get, but that's like some like an easy way to put it. So I don't want it to go that easy this time. I had to
Mm-hmm.
choose another example of a game that I don't really like it, and I will give you my reasons why I didn't like it.
Okay.
The game is Foundations of Rome.
Oh no. We played that on
Yeah,
Junction.
we did play that one.
So
Reason
good.
why I don't like it, or I love to hate it, or whatever it's called, because it's like it's an overproduced game. It's like a game that you can just put some, I don't know, whatever, instead of buildings, you just chunk pieces that you can just put it something else like tiles or whatever else. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
understand that it looks pretty, but it's not necessarily, honestly, for a game like this. I think it's too simple for the production it has.
Mm.
And I don't like it. I think one of the things that why I don't like it is because it's the price is just too high, and it's all because of the minis, or all because of the
Mhm.
buildings,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's just a game that you can easily learn to any people, play gamers or not gamers. You can just, and I think that was also the idea of having this kind of game, that you can invite over some people that haven't played this kind of games and get impressed by
Hmm.
the game. I got it. I got the idea, but I will never pay that much money for a game like this. You know.
So question, would
Mhm.
you want to play the game if it just had flat tiles?
Depends on the game.
Or would
I
you
mean,
just not even want to play it at all?
we have another. I mean, there is another games that uses styles. Like for instance, I just got in my like 10 penny parts. 10 penny
Mhm.
parts is a really nice game, and
Mhm.
it only uses tiles for placing,
Mhm.
in your board.
Mhm.
And I think it probably will looks much better with minis or with the buildings, whatever. But I don't. I mean, I don't think it's necessary for the game. The
Mhm.
game itself is good just because it's a good game, and
Mhm.
that's it. And if you can play it with any other person as well, because probably not any other one, but probably players who have at least some experience with these modern games,
Yeah.
they will enjoy the game.
Yeah.
because it's a good way to probably just initiate in hero games the worker placement, things like that, and then this puzzling part of the game. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably my main issue with the game. And yeah, TJ just saying like yeah, just like don't talk about Fracture Sky, TJ. No, no, this is too soon.
I have a lot to say about Fracture
No,
Sky.
no, TJ, no,
Mm,
sorry, no.
This, see, it's funny. Fractured Sky is the game that made me start questioning, like, okay, would the production, if I had the lowest production, would I want to play this game? Or do I
mhm.
only enjoy playing it because I have these awesome little mini
I know.
magnets to the tiles? You know, like, so that's why I was asking you, would you even want to play it, Foundations of Rome, if it only had the tiles? Or does the tile, or are the buildings what kind of make it fun?
Well, I think
I've
that
never played, so I don't know. And I don't really know anything about the game other than how it looks. So
yeah. So in my case, the first time I heard about the game, it was through I think Dice Tower review or something,
mm-hmm.
and then one of my friends also told me about it, and I was like, okay, yeah, but I had really no idea about the game. And then I got the chance to play it at GameCon last year. I don't know who was the owner of the copy. I think it was TJ.
I think it was DJ, yes.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, TJ. But yeah, anyway, um, I played. I enjoyed the game, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I really need the game, or I would like to get a copy of this game without even knowing how much it was. Then when I was looking into and discover the price, it was like, well,
That decides
not
it.
a chance.
Definitely don't want it.
The box is huge. It's
It
huge.
is.
box.
It is.
So I'm running out of space here, and I would rather prefer to put some other games here instead of that. And I get it. We have talked about this in the previous episodes as well, about games that are overproduced. And if we at some point, because at the end, we also think that, well, I don't remember if you thought the same, I did, correct me if I'm wrong as well, but I personally think that board games are also toys, right? Some kind of toys, because you play with them, you can even collect them. You can, I mean, it's a way that you can actually, part of the experience of playing a board game is in real life, in this case, is the components. Sometimes you get engaged from the view, or you got in love with the game. That happened a lot in Kickstarter. Now we have a Kickstarter, by the way, because of that, because you just look through the production, the minis, the whatever components they have, and the premium components. Oh my god, we all fall in love with that. I got it. But then when you play the game, it was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
And it happened a lot, at least in my case. So I decided that next time I really will like to put in a like in balance what I'm paying, what I have in compensation, not only on the components part, but also in the gaming experience.
Right.
And I'm okay. I'm not saying I'm not criticizing the people that really like the game. It's okay. It's not like the people who likes Catan. I'm okay with that. It's just I'm talking about 100% the guys that are okay with paying a lot of money with the because I also have a lot of upgrades and things and stuff. That's okay. But in my case, I just don't like the game, and one of the reasons is because of that, because I found more games that have given me like a different experience or a similar experience, even a better experience with that same mechanic. I mean,
well, and there's not even a base.
I don't think. I mean, I think that's
like,
the base one. I think that's the base one.
So I think the sad thing too about that is that it makes it inaccessible to so many people, because it really is it's people with a lot of spare income who can afford that expensive of a game,
Mhm.
you know, especially if the gameplay is just, know, like
True.
you need a certain amount of disposable income to want to spend that much money on a game. So
That's a really nice one.
You're cutting out a ton of people to even play your game. I like, when a game plays well at base parts, and then for people who either really love the game or just have money to throw around, you can upgrade if you want, but it's not necessary to enjoying the game.
That little gem you have behind you, Anachrony, like the base game, it's like it's so. I mean, it's a fantastic game.
Very good.
But then you know that there is an upgrade with the actual minis and stuff. I need it because I love the game. So then
The exosuits.
Then you move on.
Oh yeah, all the upgrades are upstairs.
Nice.
That is one of those games where it's like we played it again and again. We really like it. We finally got to play it in person, and we decided like this is a game we want to invest in. We enjoy it at the base game, and we also want to purchase the upgrades as well. But we didn't have to enjoy the game. We would have been perfectly happy with just the base game. It's just like you said, these are our toys, and now we've got how many is it? 6 per player or 8 per? We've got 24 toy exosuits upstairs.
Oh, so good, so good.
That we love when we play the game. So
it's the ideal way to do it, though. Is like, I think unfortunately with every game coming out through Kickstarter, you feel like, well, if I don't buy all the stuff now, if I love this game and want to upgrade it down the road, I can't. But with this, we could do it the right way. We first played it on BGA, basically no money,
best way.
No money invested in it, loved it. Then we could finally turn around and purchase it. And we loved it enough to go ahead and purchase the upgraded components to it. It's like the ideal way as a person who buys the game, as the consumer of the game. It's like the ideal way to do it, as opposed to the I gotta drop $300 on it up front. I don't be able to get it later.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that happened to you as well. But this is something that you learn after you made the first mistakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We have Kickstarters coming in that I probably upgraded and I should not have. So don't worry. I've already learned that lesson.
We make the mistakes too.
Nice. All right.
There is this wise advice for any new gamer that every time I had new friends coming over, like, okay, you should try before buy. That's the golden rule in this hobby. You should try before buy. So I'm now trying to spread the word of board gaming. First come over, try a game here, and if you like it for you, then go ahead and buy it. Or if maybe I don't like it, you can take it anyway. But but I agree on that. So sometimes we learn the hard way. We had to have a lot of things before that. And I just want to share right quick a couple more comments. So TJ said, for such an easy game, the price and gameplay are competing. So that's it. And we have the Daddy Gamer saying, they're not just toys. They're action figures.
Action figures. True.
Yeah.
Hi, Josh.
And he's Ryan with the ultimate closing argument. Play BGA for free first.
Yes.
Try before you buy it. Yeah. Well, but
now we have the option, but before BGA, I don't think that players were able to actually play the games before.
Especially if you don't have a local community or you don't have a game store where you can't. I mean, we live close to Miniature Market, and I know, a blessing and a curse. Trust me, blessing and a curse. My game shelves love it, and my wallet does not. But they used to have 2 locations, and they recently closed one down with theoretical plans of reopening at some point. I don't really know any more than that. But at the other location that closed, they had a room their whole library, which they take to Geekway to the West, it's like over 2,000 games, and you can pay $5 to have access to that whole library any day, just every other day of the year. And so to me, I don't know if there are other board game stores out there doing anything similar to that. Even just having a few games out to demo would be nice. But it can be really challenging if you're new to the hobby
definitely.
and don't have people close. You know, we hardly know anybody close to us that we can play games with. So it's unfortunate because we would be able to share collections instead of having to buy everything ourselves.
And I think that's also another part of the hobby, when if you had the chance to share, your library or games that you have with your friends, honestly, there is no need for them to buy them. I mean, it's just
and they can buy things that we don't then have to buy. We can go back.
That definitely. Well, that's not the case with my friends because they always expecting me to share new games. So it's like, whatever you have, we play. Okay with that. I can live with that because I have friends to play with. So I'm happy for that. That's okay. That's also part, and I'm okay with that. It's not like, and I'm now also having or experiencing that part of not only buying games, but also had the chance from the publishers to send me the games so I can take a look of them and then start reviewing and stuff. So that's another thing, So you had the chance of playing some games directly from the publisher before they even hit the store. And then you can also spread or put your, I don't know if that's true or not, but at least you are sharing something and try to make it helpful for others to see. And and then they ask you for whatever is your thoughts or on the game, and then you have to honestly say, okay, this may not fit for me, but it's not Catan. It's okay with you if you want to buy it. Sorry, I just being hard with Catan.
Well,
anyway,
and I think
that's the last one. The last time I will talk about that game. Promise.
That's also part of at least how I understand my role, and what I hope to do is to be able to tell people about games so that they're not going into a store blind buying whatever looks cool on the shelf. I mean, you can listen to 10 different people and they're all going to have a different opinion about a game. So like maybe I'll share my opinion about it, but I really like sharing what is the gameplay even like, because even if I don't like a take that game, you're going to love a take that game and you're going to want to buy it, or you're going to know that's not for me. And go look for something else that I've posted about or that someone else has posted about to find something that suits you better.
True.
And that's amazing. I think it's one of the best parts of being part of the community.
And that's another reason why you go to conventions as well.
That also. So is there any other game you guys want to share that you have in mind? Probably, things like that. Adri or Laura, Ryan, is there any other game? Or with that, we just can,
For Love to Hate? No, that's my one.
Yeah, that's pretty true for her.
We do have a few others, but I know we've gone probably a lot longer than anticipated, so we could be chatty.
Yeah. I think more than just talk about specific games, I think at the end we have to understand that even when this is a game that is not for me or for you, there's a lot of people out there that really are enjoying the game. It's just something, and you're just talking about what you like and what you don't like about the game and why. That's more important. You have to have arguments why.
True.
And I promise myself I will never talk about that game anyway. So,
all right.
I just like to share again, TJ mentioning that, mechanics are mechanics. You know what you like at certain point, definitely. And I'm all about buy before you try.
Oh, wow.
Dead.
Yeah. I actually learned that lesson.
And I know him, and I know that for sure. That's okay. Because he also is one of these persons that he enjoy like, you know, giving away some games that maybe he has the chance to get at some point and then just pass.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So that's also part, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. But that's also true that at certain point you got your own taste or what is best for you in terms of gaming.
True.
Everyone has their own taste in that point. So anyway, that will close this section. It's been great to talk about, and then we're just going to close the episode talking about this the most important section of this podcast, which is called Chismecito, which is gossips. Anything you have heard or learned that you want to share with the audience, something that you are getting exciting about within the community. Um, the, the stage is yours if you want to share any news or you want to just maybe now that we're talking about Kickstarter, a new Kickstarter. Ah, Audrey wants to go first. Okay.
I told you that you're probably gonna be excited about this one because
I was
said
waiting the whole episode for this moment.
because you said that you really wanted the game, you got the game, you've been enjoying it with your daughter, and there's an expansion coming up, which is Artifacts for Bell of Eternity.
No.
Yes.
Somebody
Are
call
you okay?
911.
Are you okay? Do we
Breathe.
need to send someone?
Breathe.
I
Yeah,
can
there's
barely. I can barely. Oh my
yeah,
god.
there's an expansion coming. So
No F way. Way.
and it will be adding 28 creature cards to the
No.
deck, as well as artifacts
No. Why I
that players draft during the hunting phase at the start of each round. So great.
no, no.
Ooh,
Very cool.
And I call myself part of this community without knowing this kind of news. My
Right?
God.
Right? That's why I wanted
Shame
to
on
share.
me.
Sir.
Ah,
Accept
you,
now.
you remember we're supposed to have like a bell of shaming right now? And we don't have.
Yeah, we
Well,
should.
shame.
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 You're not
Well,
part
Shame on me.
We don't need any of that here.
nah, no.
Let me tell you that one game that I got really excited about this year was Forest Shuffle. And the other
Mhm.
one was the Bell of Eternity. I got in love with those games. And we were talking about that, I think 2 or 3 episodes ago,
Mhm.
that it will be great to have an expansion. So I think that, call me liar maybe, but I'm thinking now that the publishers listened our podcast and they decided based on that they are going to make an expansion
Maybe.
just because of
Seems
this.
like an obvious,
timing.
logical
Maybe.
conclusion.
The
I
timing.
wanna think like that, and nobody is gonna change my mind about it. I wanna live through that, and you know what? I'm gonna, well, maybe later, but hear me out. So, if you have called yourself the Queen of Forest Shuffle and you have earned the title, I mean, not just claim it, you earned the title. I would like to proclaim myself the King of Veil of Eternity. I know that's a long. I don't want. I don't think. I don't
Oh.
think that fits, and I don't think that will work at the end
Title.
because it's a very long title. I don't think I like it, but well, somehow
Nah.
just because I love the game, I really like it, and I think because recently I have played with my daughter, and the way she plays it, it's like, oh man, it's fantastic. I really enjoy playing the game. It's not just like because I like it, but
Mhm.
also because I have this close synchrony and this close
Mhm.
interaction with my daughter playing, and because she loves it too. So,
Mhm.
no man, then yeah, close
It's so
it.
nice to find a game you can play with your kid that you truly enjoy. And
No,
it's not just like oh yeah, I'll play that with you.
well, I do have I do I'm feel very lucky that she's not, maybe because she's been playing board games, not heavy board games, of course, but at least she's been playing since she was 3 years, like memory or card games and stuff, and she has been developing, all the way in
Yeah.
board games. She has her own collection. She has her own library with games like a side version for kids, like
Mhm.
Everdell for kids, like all these version of the, we have
Mhm.
all, and even, pleased to play co-op game with her, like
Mhm.
the zombie kids games or things like that, because she loves that. And well, the things you do for love, right? And but
Wow.
but then she can also takes one. She loves to play like on match, so you can see that because
Mhm.
she's also start developing this blood taste. For I
Ah.
know she's merciless. You should
Like
see her.
father, like daughter, you would say.
You should see her. I don't like to share. I don't know if you have seen some of the posts. Every time I play with her and she's on the table, I always cover with the mask and stuff. But I would really like to show people at some point, maybe like a live playthrough, because I really like it. It's not to just show up, but it's because I really like the way she interacts. It's fascinating. And either way, I really, you got me right. I'm very excited about the expansion for Veil of Eternity, and I
Nice.
gave you my reasons, so I thank you for that. And now I think I will close my Instagram account because, like I said, how I didn't know about this huge news. How
How?
is that possible? Maybe because I was sick for a week or so. I don't know. Anyway, so before we move to the next chismecito, we have Adam here.
Hey,
What's up, bro?
Adam.
What's up, bro?
Hello.
To have you here.
Yeah, he's saying, "Oh, snap, Ryan, the myth at the lion."
Oh, wow.
Adam,
And he will
uh,
also be at Gen Con this year. So
oh my God, it's gonna be
Yay.
epic. Yeah, and I don't want to mess up this, but I'm trying. I'm kind of jealous right now because Adam also called me the myth at the lion. So I don't know, Adam. What's going on here? There are
Uh,
more myths and legends, or what?
yeah, I don't know.
You can share. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it's my little Neverland. Yeah. Those are the titles
we need to
My
get my
little-
little scythe because
Yeah.
we don't have that for our kids
My
yet.
little-
It's really like all about friendship instead of battle and stuff like a time. You earn friendship
Much more kid
points
friendly.
and they
Aw,
reward you for being kind with other
that's so
players, things like
cute.
that. Yeah, it's a funny story behind it that we can talk about in another episodes. But
Oops.
it's really good. I mean, and also it's one of these overproduced games because it has the minis and stuff. But it's side. It's Starmeyer games,
Kids,
so I'll
though,
tie that. That's
and
okay.
good for kids to be able to like grab, like hold on to them and not be choking
Mhm.
them
Yeah,
if they're playing
Sure.
yeah,
when they're really
yeah,
small.
yeah. So and says, "Oh, come on, too many legends out there. They're super dope."
Nice.
Okay, Adam. Okay, I'll believe that. Pie fight. Oh well, but they're pie fights. Come on, pie fight in my little site. It's like pie fights. Oh, I'm
Oh
gonna
my
throw you a
Ah,
pie.
so cute.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Okay,
things
we've
like
got
Yeah,
it.
you need to get it.
Yeah, you should take a
On
look. Hold on. You should first take a look. If you have a chance, try it and then buy it.
No, it's
Good.
a kid, so there's no
Right,
chance I'm
already
doing that.
forgotten.
No.
Woo.
At least
Anyway,
I've got, I have it on good authority that it's a good game.
Mm.
whoa,
Regular.
blush
I
again.
consider, yeah, I consider it well done. And we played
We
real
play
size.
regular size.
Okay.
So we're
Yeah.
at least sort of familiar with what it can
Perfect. Yeah, I mean,
The blood
somehow
blood.
because you also have your mats and you have two actions to perform during your turn. the
Can you
up and-
please teach me how to play Scythe?
Oh
Please.
yeah. But do you have 2 hours?
No, not right now.
Okay.
Isn't
You
it
tell
coming
me
out?
then. You tell me then.
It is on BGA. I'm playing with masked people, but I don't know what I'm doing. So
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I see.
it's hit all over again? No. I'll feel bad at the
Mhm.
end because I think I'm doing right and well. So now I think it will be like unfair. It will be like
You got to teach her so you don't ruin it for her.
flavorless
Good
victory.
experience.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So any
So-
news that you actually have, guys?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. I just shared another Adam's comment. Had to recover quick, lol. So not sure
Oh.
if you guys have already
Oh.
talked about Little Alchemist yet.
No, but
You
I
have
did
not.
get a chance to look at that at Origins, and it looks really cool. I have not played normal Alchemist, but someone was explaining it to me, and they basically have it divided into, I think, 7 chapters. So you're teaching a small mechanic. Can you go check on? Speaking of kids, our child is walking around upstairs. So it's divided into 7 chapters where you basically introduce a small portion of the game. And then once you complete that, you open the next chapter and there's like maybe more items in the box, and you add on a mechanic before the whole game. And it looked super cool to me. I'm very excited to see that when it comes out from CGE. And also I got to look at I'm struggling to remember the exact title now, but also there's a kids version of Star Realms coming out.
Oh.
Yes, and I believe that will be announced at Gen Con.
Yeah, so Adam says it looks super good for kids, and I'm definitely going to have to get it
It
for
looks
my
so
daughter.
cute, actually.
Yes,
Let
it
me
does look.
try to share if
It does look good, and I got to look at Star Realms as well, and it looks like a great introductory deck builder for kids.
Wow!
So.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's gonna be well. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but I would like to talk about the. It's a relaunch or a new big box for Star Realms coming out. I had to confess that the first time it was like a lot of time happened between the first time I played Star Realms, so I have already played a lot a lot of other deck building games, you know.
All right.
So I think it was like going backwards somehow, but I like it because it's just the basic. It's like you're not playing Dominion, which is the origin of the deck buildings, but it's something that really introduces you into a new mechanic, not just creating your building, but also fighting, you know, this kind of fighting. And the idea that the Star Wars deck building game was based on that, it was amazing. So I was like, okay, these guys are taking just a star fighting concept and just adding the Star Wars theme on top of it.
Well, now there's a Star Trek one coming out too.
Nice.
So I think it is worth to share the new edition of Star Realm that they will include like a ton of content and a ton of cards and expansions and the book, because most of the times when you play this game you will like to put it on sleeves, so the boxes that where they originally come from, it will never fit the cards once you sleeve them, so you should have at least something to put the cards on. So these will give you that, and also, like I said, ton of they have said that they will also include new content, like brand new content, which is cool. And the only thing that I don't know for sure if they are planning to release this on GameCon or after. But if it's there, I think that's gonna be one of my secure purchases.
You're going all in.
Gotta prioritize.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to share about the Chismecito. I think it's not that much. It's not as huge as the expansion of Veil of Fertility, but it's something here.
That's a great.
There you go.
So there we go. So is there anything else you wanted to share tonight with the audience as part of the Chismecito, or any other thing that you think we're missing here?
Well, I don't know if you guys have talked about it yet on here, but when I was at Origins, I got to demo Things and Rings. Like I was running the demo table for Things and Rings from Allplay, and I have to tell you, I loved that game. It's a word game about a Venn diagram, and you're trying to kind of figure out what the rules of the Venn diagram are while placing things where you think they go. And it's actually really thinky. It looks like a cute, whimsical game with an art style like Dr. Seuss. This is going to be cute, you know, and it is, but it's also actually pretty challenging. I don't know. I loved it. I loved watching people play it. Almost everybody that I demoed it with loved it. So...
Almost, and I'll tell you why. My absolute worst at that.
That's
My
Adam.
teacher
He
was a
did not
crocodile.
like it, but that's because he had not had his coffee yet today. Or that
Oh,
He
wow.
walked up first thing and he was just like, all
I'm not getting that.
right. It is not a good game if you haven't had your coffee yet. I will say that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. I agree on that. Anyway, yeah, that's good. I have to say the only word game that I have played before is Letter Jam. I think you played that one,
I haven't.
and had also bad experience with that game. I think because English is not my uh, mother tongue, and it's all about a lot of words and stuff. I think I would justify the thing that I sucked at that game with that. But yeah, definitely, I know for sure there are a lot of really nice word games, but I just haven't had the chance to try it as many as I
You may
like.
want to try this one out because you're not having to guess words.
Okay.
You have words. You're trying to guess basically what they have in common with one another.
Oh, okay.
So I do think I could totally see how English not being your native tongue would impact your ability to enjoy word games, but I think this is one that you probably could enjoy.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like I said,
or at least that won't be the reason. I don't think that
I won't like it.
would make you not like it.
Okay. Okay. That's right.
Okay, sold.
I don't know.
Sold to the
I could be wrong.
to the guy with the mask.
Logic
Yeah.
puzzles, like logic
Mm-hmm.
puzzles, I think
Mm-hmm.
it would be a good one for you.
Nice.
So you could try. I mean, you could definitely try it at GenCon and see if you like it or not.
Yeah, why not? That's what GameCon is all about,
Mhm.
right? Trying
Yep.
more games and buying, especially buying.
Mhm.
You know, yeah.
It's
And I
gonna
promise
be
I
more.
promise myself. I promise myself. I know it will be hard for me to keep my word, but just
I
trying
think
to
it's
do my
gonna be
best.
more trying than buying this year for me. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the things. Well, anyway, that will be it for tonight's episode. It's been just like a very long episode, but it worth every damn
It
second.
was worth it
It was
completely.
worth it, definitely.
Yeah.
Were so thrilled to have you and Ryan here tonight, Laura.
Thank you. Sorry he had to
And
step away for our kiddo.
It's all right.
no, I mean we know about that. It's adulting. It's adulting. I mean,
It is. It
we
never
know about.
stops.
I know.
It never
I know.
stops.
I know. So anyway, thank you once again for being
Yeah.
here. We hope that, well, first of all, we look forward. At least in my case, I know Audrey already had the chance to meet you, but look forward to meet you
Yeah.
in GenCon, and I know it will be epic because we had a surprise prepared for the
Oh,
convention. That's all I want to say.
Ooh,
So
nice.
I'm
if
very
you want
excited
if
too.
you want to know more about it, don't forget to follow us because it will be like it will be something. It will be something
It
really
will be
nice.
something.
So if you kind
Yeah.
ladies want to share your social media and what you are up to recently, it will be great. So we can close up the episode with your so the people can follow you and check out what you're doing right now. So Laura, there you
Yay. There you go.
Board games. It's very hard. This is
I
not
know. Thank you. High five. It happened to me. Still,
It's hard.
nowadays, it's very hard for me to do it. Yeah. It's more easy.
Wanderer Meeple.
It's more easy to point that out. I know. Like, yeah.
There you go.
Here. Yeah, there we go.
I
I
know.
cannot do it for myself, but yeah.
Coordinated.
So yeah, there is for Laura Instagram account. Is there anywhere else that people can find content you're sharing, or mainly in Instagram?
I'm on TikTok a little bit, but I'm mostly on Instagram. I'm hoping to do more in the future, but right now the best place to find me is Instagram.
All right, perfect. What about you, Audrey?
Same here. Instagram mostly. I do also TikToks, but exactly the same videos that I'm sharing
Yeah.
on Instagram, I'm sharing those on TikTok as well. So
Oh, did you? I don't have any TikTok account. I'm getting old. Sorry. Uh, so
It makes me feel
perfect. So I just wanted to share final comments from our friends here. So DJ says, "Great episode, guys. Thank you,
Thank
DJ, for being
you.
here." Adam says,
Aw,
"You got rock. Love you. See you all, man. You're
love
the
seeing
man.
you too.
You are the true myth and legend." And then from that point, they're all
And the man with the best vibes.
yeah with the best guys. We have had him here, and it was
YouTube
great.
channel. Yes, Laura.
maybe.
Woo, woo, woo.
Who knows? Dreaming big over here.
Woohoo.
Well, that's something that at some point everyone had thought. I think maybe had think about it, but it's
Hmm.
hard, and you also had to have the nerve and
Yep.
the
Dedication.
equipment.
True.
Yeah, I don't
Time.
think it's that easy.
Well, Your Highness,
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
pleasure to have you here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you. So
you.
don't forget, guys, to follow us in Instagram as well. The After Game Night Podcast account. There will be like the recap of what we have talked about in these previous episodes, and you'll find a lot of other things, and of course, the news for the upcoming episodes every Monday. So remember, this is the way you can actually make your Mondays better. So this is the correct way to end your Mondays. Follow us, listen to us every Monday, 9 p.m. or around 9 p.m. But
Ish.
we'll try to
Ish.
9ish.
We are
9ish,
trying.
something
Yeah.
like that. Anyway, so I'm the Master Maple. You can find me on Instagram as well and everything. So you know me. Probably not, but if you do, you can just recommend your friends to follow all of us. And until the next time, see you. And you remember, this is what happened after a game night.
Thank you. Bye.
Mm.